Hello, hello, hello. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week. Thank you so much for being here. Maureen is with her husband for his colonoscopy appointment. Come on now. Right now, she's like, I don't know if he's in like the prep area. I mean, that preparation is tough sledding because, you know, like the day before, they got to make sure that you're cleaned out. I've had to live through that. But that is the hardest part. And then day of, you're clean as a whistle. So if you wanted to try anal that morning, it wouldn't be a problem. This is Hurricane Linda's brother-in-law. So right now, and that freaks her out. She's like, no, I don't want to hear about my brother-in-law's butthole. Holy shit. Now, this is Maureen's husband who does not like me. He insults me. He calls me names. He says terrible things about me. And all I want is for him to have a nice, healthy recovery, a normal colonoscopy, no big deal. And the guy can't stand me. And I don't know what I ever did to him. I have too often, it's like one of two members of a household, husband and wife team, one will listen, and then the other one will hate me. I don't get it. I don't know what there is to hate. My God. Ashley says Eric's sex hair is 10 out of 10. Disagree. It's kind of jacked. I would just get up and go brush it, but I'm too lazy today. I haven't touched it. It's still now. Yesterday it was exquisite. It was fantastic, but I can't really agree with that. I haven't done anything to it today, but I will. That is the reason to check out the Patreon, because I will actually do my hair appropriately. You know that's what I love to do. Welcome. The show happens in the Impact Power Sports studio. Maureen says that her husband's IV is going in. So that is remarkable because they put that, I think it's propofol, maybe the stuff that killed Michael Jackson. And that is, wow, what a potent drug that is. My God. Thank God for modern medicine. The instantaneous stone to the bone. I've experienced it twice. Once for my colonoscopy. The other time was for my kidney donation. And I haven't been under the influence of anything other than caffeine. Okay, so the day was December 2nd, 2020, when I gave away the kidney. And in June of 96 was the last time I was under the influence in any way with alcohol. So when the doctor who gives me the sedative, what do they call them? Anesthesiologist? Anesthetist? I forget. I don't know. We had a conversation leading up to him giving me that medicine. And somehow I said, well, I haven't. He goes, it'll be like being drunk. And I go, I haven't been drunk in a long, long time. He goes, oh, yeah? Are you a friend of Bill W? Now, that's code. Us alcoholics, that's like a nice way of asking you if you are also an alcoholic. I go, yes, I am a friend of Bill W. He goes, so am I. I go, how long have you and Bill W. been friends? And he says, 8 years. I'm like, well, thank God. I wish it were longer because you're a doctor. At that point, let's see, 96, 06, 16. At that point, I had been a friend of Bill W. for like 24 years. I forget why that's. I think Bill W. is the actual guy who actually invented Alcoholics Anonymous. The idea that you get together in a group, talk, and then it has a miraculous effect on people. Oh, yeah, I'm a friend of Bill W. Okay, great. He goes, well, I'm going to give you this, and it's going to be, like, incredible. And I will say that I wonder, in experiencing that, if there's ever been anybody who has been on the wagon for extended time, and then the doc puts the medicine, and they realize how great it is to be drunk. And then after the surgery, like a few days pass, and they go, fuck, let's start drinking again. That was too great. So he puts the medicine in, and within seconds, I'll never forget, it was a blue curtain with Chad-like stripes, and they appeared to be moving. And I went, oh, man, wow. And oh, my God, it was so awesome. And they wheel me out into the hall. Aram says Bill Wilson and Dr. Bob Smith are the co-founders. They wheel me out into the hall. And Jeffrey is in the room next to me, the guy I'm giving the kidney to. And I'm like, hey, man! Yeah! Hey, what's up, man? And he's like, hey, here we go. Thank you so much. He's crying. He's super emotional. Oh, I gotta get it. It's happening. I'm like, yeah, man. Fuck yes. Cousino High School, bitch. Fuck yeah. Patriots. Woohoo. They wheel me into the operating room. And I'll never forget how cute all of the young people, when I say young, like nurses, physician's assistants, surgeon's assistants, that, they have the masks on. And one of the things about COVID that I always was like, wow, that's fucking incredible, is you could have someone who's butt fucking ugly, but if they have nice eyes and the mask covers their nose, their ugly nose and their ugly mouth and their mottled skin, they can actually look cute. So I think that COVID masks were leading to, you could look at someone's eyes and go, God damn it, those are pretty eyes. I never forget walking or rolling in there. I'm on my back and seeing all these pretty sets of eyes. I'm like, God damn it! Everybody here has beautiful eyes. I was so struck by that. And then fast forward to the day that the next day when I'm walking out, I'm in the elevator, and there's this young woman with Diana and I, and she looks at me, and I kind of look at her. I think nothing of it, and then she looks back at me, and I'm like, uh-oh, okay, this is she's probably in love with me. I mean, who could blame her? And I have that effect. Women they adore your old pal Easy. The charm level on your old pal Easy is ridiculous. I don't even have to be doing anything. If I try, I mean, there's just puddles everywhere. So I'm not trying. I'm just looking at her, and she says, I was with you for your surgery. I was in the operating room. I go, oh my God. Then, Eric Zaitunian starts talking. I go, oh, hello. Well, thank you. You did a great job. Oh, prettiest eyes in the world. So that medicine, oh, God, it just was fantastic. Now I know why Michael Jackson actually died from it. That's a good trade. Because that drug is outstanding. If they were to actually, if some brilliant drug trafficking brain in Mexico were to synthesize that and make it so that you could consume that as easy as other drugs, oh, I would so do that. I would so do that. Ashley says, I hated COVID masks. You can't see my smile, which is all I have. Chris says, good morning, Toon Man. Ashley, what are you talking about? What about your pleasant demeanor? What about your, a sweet soul, like washing random dogs for no reason? Anyway, so that's what Mr. Maureen is going through, and the guy just cannot stand me. He just cannot stand your old pal Easy. Why? I don't know. It's remarkable. What is there not to love? You stupid idiot. What the fuck? I have Dear Meathead today. Dad and Joanne will join us in 46 minutes. You can send a question along for Dear Meathead, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. As always, Dad loves to hear from you. He's always very excited. Talked to him yesterday. He surprised the shit out of me because I, being that he has dementia. But yesterday online, I saw a Facebook post that said, light at the end of the tunnel, literally. We are gaining 2 minutes of daylight a day. And I'm like, oh, yes, I love that. I love it when that starts to be noticeable. More daylight. Yes, it won't be long. Think spring. Come on, let's go. I think there's really something to it. I have milestones. One of them, honest to God, the Daytona 500. When the Daytona 500 hits, I'm like, okay, that to me is a real sure sign. Also, I think this actually happens before the Daytona 500. Pitchers and catchers report to spring training. That's another big one. The Oscars, big one. Think spring. Once I get through February and I get to March, to me, I'm home free. Because the old saying is, and I know Ben knows this because he's a weather guru, in like a lion, out like a lamb. So you might get socked with a with a winter storm, but you could also end up March with like 70 degrees. You get through that shit, and then I'm ready. I am ready. And every year, as soon as it starts to warm up, I tell myself the same thing. I am not going to miss a second of the sunshine. I'm not taking anything for granted, and then I immediately do. And then summer ends. I haven't done shit. It's back to winter. God fucking shit. Nick, the electrician, had a question from something we were talking about earlier about me being a drunkard. What kind of drunk were you that made you stop? Mean drunk or something? Well, I don't know if I was necessarily mean, but just everything was difficult and nothing would get done and everything was wrong. And we got a young child and there I am drunk when I'm supposed to be taking care of him. And my wife realized early on that it was going to be bad if I continued because of this particular day. I got back from a golf outing. I was drunk, picked up Jim drunk from the sitter, brought him home, put him in the crib, and then I passed out. And then I woke up. Dinah woke me up, and Jim is still in the crib. And thank God nothing happened to him. But she realized that he was essentially unsupervised while in the crib. So she was very, very upset at me. And she basically said, all right, that's it. My way or the highway, what's it going to be? I mean, like right there. She goes, you have to decide right now, like this exact second. You either stop drinking and you never drink ever again as long as you live, or we're getting a divorce. How does that sound? And I went, oh, well, I'm going to stop drinking then. And so that was it. That was it. It never really, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I was going to die because I drive drunk all the time. And just, you know, I've got enough going against me to have to not be, I mean, with all the things that go through my brain, me to have to deal with a numb alcohol brain would probably end up killing me. Something bad would happen, or I'd kill someone else. I'd wind up dead, badly injured, or in jail. So you just take that factor out of there, and then that's it. Now I can't imagine a life being drunk. That's fucking crazy. Chris says negative Pooh Bear points times 1,000 from that incident. Oh, yeah. Ashley writes, personally offended. Eric let his son slip out of my fingers. Having me as a daughter-in-law would have been the best thing that ever happened to him. Well, I can't disagree with that. I would say that you got a 50-50 chance of having that be the best thing that ever happened. I mean, there is a real wild card factor there with you. It could go either way. You know? Those psychopathic tendencies could be very entertaining. Ashley says, is he married? Yes. Yes, Ashley. And he's much too young for you. Well, I don't know. Jim is, he's married, so I wouldn't entertain this because I love my daughter-in-law. But Jim's 28, and I think you're like 37 or something like that. That's a little weird, isn't it? No. That would be remarkable, though. That would be so weird. I'd be like, okay, all right. What the fuck? He has 2 children. He had a kid very young, and then one right after that. She says, you seem to keep having a son a secret with me. Radio Voice Linda says, too young. You want me to get together with Cutie Patootie, and he's like 20. Chris says, yeah, Eric slipped one past the Pooh Bear goalie early. All right. Ashley says, Linda, update. She is talking about Linda with this guy that she's in communication with. No update, she says. Corey says, I remember when you announced when your daughter-in-law was pregnant again, you were on the road with free beer and hot wings. Yeah, it was a live show somewhere. The crowd was shocked. All right. Your Stanley Cups may kill you. So all those Stanley Cups that everybody has, somebody's figured out that they contain lead. Like when they manufacture the cup, just before they put it all together, they like pack it full of lead. There's another company that makes a similar mug, totally not related, and they don't use lead. Now this is a great opportunity because they right away are jumping on board saying, yeah, our mugs are just as good, and there's nothing inside of them that will that will kill you, that will poison you to death. I mean, I would absolutely jump on that if I'm the competition about the Stanley Cups. Recent multiple social media users have posted about concerns that drinking from a Stanley mug poses a lead exposure. But is that a lead exposure risk? But is that true? Here's what to know. Well, okay. If you were to see the bottom of the mug, that area, if I guess you drop it from the Empire State Building, can come off. And then you would be exposed to the lead. So Stanley is saying there is no risk. And I think they'll be okay. I think everybody will buy that. But if the thing breaks off, then you would be exposed to the lead. So really, there's no risk. I mean, come on now. It's not a big deal. On the bottom of each quencher made by the beverage container, the circular barrier has the lead pellet. The pellet seals the product's vacuum insulation, and it is not accessible unless the stainless steel barrier comes off, which is possible but rare. And I guess the question is, why? Why would you do that, though? Now, I think for this product, which essentially Stanley thermoses have been around for decades. You know, the big green thermos that the guy who's on the construction site brings to work. I think that those have been using, I don't know for sure, but this definitely uses lead, and maybe the old school one does too. But come on now. Rest assured, no lead is present on the surface of any Stanley product. And it's like, well, if the other company is not using lead, and that's what they're saying. They're like, yeah, we didn't cut corners. We didn't even want to risk anything. So we didn't use any lead like these psychopaths who are bad as Nazi war criminals at Stanley. Stanley, though, is trying to get ahead of this, saying our engineering and supply chain teams are making progress on innovative alternative materials for use in the sealing process. Now, I can guarantee you, they already know what innovative alternative materials they could use. They didn't use them because why? They are more expensive. I can promise you. That is the reason why. Lead's cheaper. Make the mug as cheap as possible. That mug probably costs like, I don't know, 80 cents to make. And then I think they sell them for like $100 a piece or some shit. What's interesting about the Stanley Cups is kids want them. Kids want cups. Everybody wants these fucking cups. And this is perfect because all you have to do is get a little buzz around anything. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's a great toy, if it's an article of clothing, if it's a pop star. As long as there's a fervor for it, the stupid American public will want it. How else can you explain Taylor Swift or who's that country star that I hate? Morgan Wallen. These people are not very good musicians. Their music is pedestrian, simple, boring, basic, repetitive. These products are ridiculous. And all you need to do is get a little buzz on them, and everybody's going to want it. It's remarkable. When it comes to marketing, the American public is, hook, line, and sinker every time. So do they contain lead? Absolutely. Lead, naturally occurring metal found abundantly throughout the earth. I don't need to tell you that. Isn't that amazing that it wasn't that long ago that like paint had lead in it and gasoline had lead in it? And we're like, Symptoms of lead poisoning. High blood pressure, joint and muscle pain, memory and concentration trouble, headache, stomach pain, mood disorders. This sounds like what I have now. Does this mean I should get rid of my Stanley Cup? As long as the cover on the bottom stays in place, there's no risk in owning the product. If it comes off, throw it away. Health issues rarely arise from a single instance of lead exposure. Repeated exposure to lead is what's most worrisome. Like you can get a house and you can have lead paint on the walls. All right. If you were to rip the walls out, all that dust kicks up. You got to have like a respirator on. There's all sorts of shit. Oh my God. Lead paint chips. This is what got it started. One of these mom squad TikTokers. This mom squad TikToker. I think she calls herself like Mama Lead. No, Lead Safe Mama. This is her like device. She's all around the house. She's got various testing things to test lead. And she just walks around the United States just testing everything she sees. Kids don't even know who she is because she spends every waking hour of her life testing everything to make sure it has no lead. They got a dog. She starts testing the dog for lead. The dog has a device on it. And then she makes TikTok videos. And she probably has like 90 million moms who follow her and love her dearly because she is protecting the children from lead. Megan says she may know Kristen Megan Kelly. Truly. I didn't realize that Kristen Megan Kelly was a lead commando. I had no idea. I'm stalling because anytime we mention Kristen Megan Kelly, we have to play the voicemail that she left one of my sponsors. I don't hear it. I don't think I have it. What the hell is happening? All right, I thought I had it and I don't. There's a pretty good chance a bunch of audio is going to start playing randomly.
Hi, my name is Kristen Megan Kelly, and I believe I've called and left a message earlier today. I'm just trying to get some feedback from whoever would be in charge in making the decision.
That's the wrong one. This is the right one. This is the actual phone call.
Hi, my name is Kristen Megan Kelly. I'm a veteran, I believe I've called and left a message earlier today. I'm a veteran. I'm just trying to get some feedback from whoever would be in charge. I'm a veteran in making the decision to sponsor the Eric Zane podcast. I'm a veteran. I am the mother and the veterans of a child that he spoke about on his podcast, and the veterans in a sexual manner, and the veterans, including sex acts that he wants my veteran to perform.
That's, yeah. Like I would go on the air, like I'd start broadcasting and say, yeah, hey, on this show, I want to talk about the sex acts that I want a kindergartner to perform.
I've had the sheriff involved. Several sponsors have already backed out. And the veteran.
Hey, Kristen, do you think maybe we could get your daughter to perform sex acts? Your 6-year-old daughter.
I believe in nonviolent free market solutions. I'm the veteran, so I greatly support free speech. I'm the veteran, but this is not protected speech. I'm the veteran when discussing sexual acts of a veteran. I'm the veteran. It was an attack on me and my family, and
yes, of course it was.
I'm the veteran. It's one thing to have an opinion of adults, but again, it's not protected speech.
Why are veterans such pussies? Can someone explain that one to me?
To speak sexually about a 7-year-old girl. And the veteran, if you would like to see the evidence, and I have seen on social media someone is messaging people to not talk about it, and the veteran, but they want your business to know that your name is slapped behind the screen when he's saying these things.
Yes.
And
you know, when I'm talking about sex acts, I want your minor to perform.
Veteran, you can call me if you'd like. My number is area code 405
405
694
694
834
834 beep.
I'm the veteran, but I would really like to know if your business supports this type of rhetoric. Area code 405 694 834. I'm the veteran, and I'm the veteran. I would just like to hear back from you. Thank you very much for your understanding and your time. I'm the veteran. Thanks.
Thank you, Megan, for bringing up the multi-talented scientist, Kristen Megan Kelly, so we could play that. All right, this is what got the ball rolling, this mom squatter.
I am.
Can you imagine? Oh, hold on a second. My mom and dad, the extent of which they took care of us was they would say, okay, when we said, hey, we're leaving the house. We're going to go play. You know, especially this summer, 8 a.m., you're playing baseball. You get home at like 9:30 at night. We didn't even need my mom. Okay, my dad left when I was 8, and my mom immediately started working. There was never a babysitter. She would just go to work, and we'd go out. We'd leave the fucking house. There'd be no one home because we'd be out doing shit that kids do. Babysitter. Fuck. The fact that nowadays you got moms and dads walking around with lead meters. Jesus Christ.
Doing the testing for the Stanley on a Stanley where the bottom cap came off.
No, that you took off.
It was a disc, and it is testing positive for lead. Depending on the placement of the XRF, this is at 286,000 about there. I did a reading earlier where I got the scope of the XRF.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't give us any context. Don't tell us what that, I mean, obviously it's written in red. It means something bad. I mean, even if I had one of these cups and that disc was off, I'd still use it. You know why? Because I'm not going to stick my fingers in there and start to finger the lead or tongue it.
Right on the ceiling dot, and I got a level as high as 340,000 parts per million lead. So that's the Stanley where the little disc / sticker came off the bottom.
You took it off, asshole.
255,000.
Why does she keep going?
1,000 parts per million lead. I just want it to be clear to y'all. I did not say that the Stanley was lead free. What I said was that it's lead free in all accessible components, and I wasn't willing to just destroy a product in the name of finding out if it had lead because there was, it was so expensive. But now we know that these Stanley are sealed with lead. So if the bottom comes off, there does appear to be a bit of glue here, but I would definitely ask for a refund, throw this out. You don't want this to be exposed, especially if a kiddo's using it. This was being used by a kiddo, obviously.
Don't say kiddo.
So these should not be used if the bottom seal is compromised.
Yes, they should.
That's a hunk of basically solid lead. The reason it's coming in at
quit touching it then.
255,000 and not 100% is maybe it's 60-40 lead, like 600,000 or 400,000 parts per million lead, but there's some glue and stainless steel.
All right. Shut up. Enough with this. I agree with Rebecca. She says, I hate it when people say kiddo. How are the kiddos? Shut up. Think of the girl arrested for all those Stanleys in her trunk, and now everyone is returning them. I don't know that story. Maureen says, just roaming the mean streets in the city of Warren. Aram says, Eric cooked leg of lamb for him and his friends. Oh, that would be something. Donko refers to her as a busybody, without a doubt. It's like, come on. All right. So, really, this story is nothing, but if you are the competition that makes the same mug with no lead, perfect opportunity. It's your own free market solution. For me, I would never buy the fucking Stanley Cup because it's just like those products like Yeti, shit like that. They just drive the price up. It's the same thing as any other goddamn cooler, for fuck's sake. I don't give a shit. And the same thing with these mugs. These mugs have been around in different forms forever. Who gives a shit? It holds water. I don't even take any cup. I just go to a drinking fountain and drink when I'm thirsty. Why do I have to have this big fucking lead-filled cup by my side the whole time that weighs so fucking goddamn much? It's ridiculous. One of you said, I can't not think of hockey when I see Stanley Cup. I'm the same way. I'm like, yeah, the Stanley Cup. Okay, great. God damn it. Dear Meathead in 22 minutes. Yesterday, I mentioned that, well, I've mentioned two things. I mentioned that I've been using the Vitamix to make smoothies recently. And the other day I was kind of dragging, and I didn't know if it had something to do with change in diet or what. But yesterday especially I was a little bit groggy. And that's all it took for Aaron to reach out to me. Tell me what you think of this. Your Vitamix will love this. No joke. It will wake you up in a split second come morning. Now, I don't know like today, I don't feel groggy at all. Yesterday, I did. I appreciated that he was thinking of me, but he says, I think it's the garlic and the ginger. It works 100% to make you feel good with the cost of being much too awake. I have these now and then. Wish I had the dedication to make every day. Ginger is intense for me, so take it how you will. And the subject line said, Hulk loads. I guess, okay, this is a Joe Rogan thing. So that means that I won't try it. If Joe Rogan does it, that means I won't do it. Joe Rogan's infamous Hulk loads kale shake. And I read the ingredients and I sent Aaron here, how does it taste? And he said, like Hulk loads would probably taste. The apple or whatever, should you choose with sugar, will offset slightly. You take one large salad-sized clump of kale. Problem number 1. 3 stalks of celery. Why? I don't know. Maybe for the fiber, I guess. I mean, celery is, there's nothing to it. A cucumber. Why? I don't know. Again, nothing to a cucumber. 1 car key fob sized chunk of ginger root. I guess you don't peel it. You've seen ginger root before in the store, haven't you? Maybe you've had sushi and they have the shaved ginger there. I don't touch that. When they give me the sushi, I'm always afraid that the wasabi that they give you isn't real wasabi. It's just horseradish, food-colored green. And the ginger. I don't even know what the fuck you're supposed to do with the ginger. Is it a garnish? Anyway. Kale, celery, cucumber. 1 car key fob-sized chunk of ginger root. 4 cloves of garlic and an apple. Now, part of me just thinks, fuckface Rogan. He knows how stupid and meatheadish his audience is. And they are. Okay? Those are stupid, stupid people that listen to that asshole show. This is a joke to him. He doesn't, this really doesn't do anything. He just wants to see if people will do it and then report back to him. He's testing his power. He could have taken any ingredients. Fiberglass, a Stanley Cup, wood chips, and dog shit. And people, you idiots that like Rogan, would have done it. Rogan reduced the amount of celery and ginger and replaced the pineapple or pear with an apple. Again, consider adding a cup of water or ice cubes if you prefer a thinner consistency. I would rather be sleepy. What a horrible, horrible thing to drink. Hulk loads. And then you gotta, hey, what are you drinking? Oh, a Hulk load. Hulk jizzed in my Vitamix. And this is what I got. Tyler writes a good one is kale, spinach, mango, pineapple, banana, and ginger. No, it's not. It's not good. Ginger? Are you crazy? Yeah, you got to be careful when it comes to these concoctions that you make in a Vitamix, man. You could kill yourself for fuck's sake. Chris says the ginger is a palate cleanser between sushi bites. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. Tyler says it is good. Try it, dick. I don't know. There's a lot of sugar in that. Mango, pineapple, banana. That's pretty sugary. Ashley says she loves Rogan. Rogan's an idiot. Are you kidding me? All right. So there you go. Aaron with the suggestion. Thank you, buddy. I had somebody reach out to me and say, EZ, why do you pause so much? When you're doing a solo podcast, you got to read. And sometimes the audience likes to, correspond. So if you ever wonder, like, hey, EZ, why is this happening? Why do you always pause? It's like, yeah, I have to in order to figure out what the hell is going on. Joy Reid is an MSNBC correspondent. I'll get to that in a second. I'm already behind. I apologize for that. For those of you watching the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much. Follow me on Twitch if you want the full show. This podcast, this live show becomes the audio podcast wherever you download shows. Check it out. Subscribe to the audio podcast. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. I just posted on Patreon a supercut, 26-minute supercut that Stevie shared with me some time ago of wormholes that happened on my old show years ago. Very, very funny to listen to. If you like those walks down memory lane, that's part of Patreon. You can sign up for free at patreon.com/Eric Zane for 7 days. Sign up for 7 days, explore it, and enjoy it at patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thanks to everybody on Facebook, X, and YouTube, and bye-bye.